Hey y'all, it's Kaylin and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to give you guys a video on my 15 natural hair myths. I feel like in the natural hair community there's a lot of information that floats around that's like false and like misconstrued, so there's a lot of confusion that goes around regarding like people's hair and stuff. But I just want to break down a lot of things that I believe are myths and stereotypes. And just so you guys know, a lot of these myths that I'm going to mention do have truth in them to an extent. So natural hair myth number 1 is shrinkage is a good thing. I think a lot of people believe that shrinkage is a good thing because shrinkage does tell you like, hey, your curls are intact, your curls are curling up, you don't have heat damage, stuff like that. So in a way, shrinkage is a good thing because it's telling you that your curls aren't damaged and your curls are curling up. But shrinkage is a bad thing because I feel like everybody has like their happy length of shrinkage. For example, when you first do your wash and go, when I first do my wash and go, day 1, day 2, that's when my hair is moisturized. My shrinkage is about like shoulder length. So my hair is happy, it's moisturized, it's doing well, whatever. But if you notice, like as the week goes on, each day your hair starts to shrink up a little more and a little more and a little more and a little more. And that's because your hair is getting drier throughout the week. When your hair gets drier, it starts to shrink. And that's not a good thing. So shrinkage is also an indication that your hair is getting dry or that your hair is dry and it needs to be moisturized. Okay, natural hair myth number 2 is to moisturize your hair every day. Y'all just think about it. If you have to moisturize your hair every day, what does that tell you? It tells you that your hair is not retaining any moisture. You moisturized your hair yesterday, shouldn't have to wake up and do it again today, and you shouldn't have to wake up and do it again tomorrow and then the next day. Like, that's saying that your hair is not retaining moisture. Now, if you don't have to moisturize your hair every day and you just do because you just do, then more power to you. You are better than me because I don't have the time. Well, actually, I do have the time, I just don't want to. But if you have to do it every single day, like if you wake up and your hair is just super dry every single day, that's an indication that your hair is not retaining moisture. So you guys know what I'm gonna tell you, like in all my videos, decondition your hair, and that's gonna get your hair to start retaining moisture over time. If you guys have tried deconditioning your hair before and you think that it doesn't work for you, then try doing it with a hooded dryer. And if you don't have a hooded dryer, then I have a DIY hooded dryer on my channel, so go check it out. But decondition, because that's gonna get your hair to learn how to retain and absorb moisture, and eventually you're not gonna have to moisturize your hair every single day. Natural hair myth number 3, and this is just a hair myth period, is trim your hair every 2 months. You guys, your hair grows on average about 1 inch every 2 months. So if every 2 months you're trimming your ends, your hair is never gonna grow because you're always gonna be trimming off the growth that you just got. You wanna trim your hair every 2 months if you're trying to get rid of damage, if you have heat damage, color damage, your ends are just fried and just dried out, split ends, then you want to trim your ends every 2 months to get rid of that damage. But your hair should be healthy. You shouldn't have to trim it every 2 months. You should trim it maybe once every 6 months or once a year, and that's just to maintain itself. Natural hair myth number 4 is combs and brushes are damaging. If your hair is dry as tumbleweed, like, then of course the comb is gonna be damaging. Your fingers are gonna be damaging. You just trying to part your hair in general is gonna be damaging and cause breakage. Like, combs are gonna be damaging if you're doing it on super dry hair. And it's also gonna be damaging if you're using like a small tooth comb when you know that you have curly hair and you need to use a wide tooth comb. You can use a comb, just take your time, be careful. Don't think that you can just rake through your hair using a comb. I just find that it's more so the person and the technique that the person is using with a comb that's more so damaging than the actual comb or brush itself. Okay, natural hair myth number 5. And y'all, these myths are not in any particular order or anything, but this one is the one that gets me. This is the myth that I hate the most. No joke. And it's heat is the devil. Y'all, a lot of you guys even were introduced to my channel because of what heat has done for my hair. Heat was the most amazing thing that I could have done for my natural hair. I have low porosity hair, so it's hard for products and moisture and stuff to penetrate my hair without heat. Heat opens up my hair cuticles, and whatever product, anything that I put in my hair is gonna penetrate on a deep level. Heat allows for that to happen for me. So when people say like heat is the devil, no, what they mean is direct heat is the devil. Don't use flat irons, don't use curling irons. Those things go up to like 300, 400 or something degrees, and you're directly touching your hair with it. If you're sitting under a hooded dryer or you're using like a blow dryer, hooded dryers and blow dryers, those get somewhere around like 150 degrees. Like those are not that hot to where they're gonna damage your hair. Now of course if you use them every single day, like every day you're blow drying your hair is just, it's dried out now, like of course you're gonna get damaged. But if your hair is wet and you're using like a blow dryer to just dry your hair off, or you're using a hooded dryer to help you deep condition and stuff like that, your hair is not gonna get damaged. It's not that hot. Flat iron, if you touch a flat iron or you touch a curling iron, that's gonna burn the crap out of your hand. So I feel like that don't use heat is the most misconstrued natural hair thing of them all. Natural hair myth number 6 is use a regular conditioner if you don't have a deep conditioner. Now y'all, I told y'all in a video before that I used to, for 2 years, I used to use a regular conditioner and sit under the hooded dryer when I was transitioning, and my hair was still super dry, it was still super crusty. Like that literally did 2 years every week of using a regular conditioner did not moisturize my hair or anything. And that's because a regular conditioner is not made to penetrate your hair. It helps with the surface of your hair, but it does not help with the inside of your hair and out. A deep conditioner works inside and out. A deep conditioner was made to penetrate your hair on a deeper level than conditioner can do. That word deep is there for a reason. And I know there are a lot of natural hair products like just regular conditioner and leave-in conditioner. I know there's a lot of products that can go hand in hand because you could use a regular conditioner as a leave-in, but this is not one of those products. You cannot replace a deep conditioner with a regular conditioner. Myth number 7 is protective styles help your hair grow. Protective styles do not help your hair grow. Your hair is gonna grow, period. If you do protective styles, I highly suggest you go to somebody that's gonna like not gonna rush and is gonna take care of your hair and stuff while they're doing your protective style. Because just think about, like, I'm just gonna use braids for an example. Just an example. If you was to get French braids, if you were to get French braids, just think about how tight the French braids are, how much pulling is being done on your hair. So in the process of them braiding up your hair, they could be breaking off a lot of your hair. So yeah, when you get your new growth, you see like, oh my God, my hair is grown, like I have new growth, whatever. But just think about how much hair you might have lost in the process of getting it braided up. Okay, natural hair myth number 8, and this is another one that kills me. Growing your hair long fast. Y'all, have you noticed that the people who always make those videos are the people who, one, have been natural for 8-10 years, their hair has been long, they've been growing it out for years and years, or it's always people who did the technique one time and they never did it again. You cannot grow your hair fast, period. Everyone that has long hair has been growing their hair out for a long time. Everybody who has long hair has been putting in that work for years. Nobody's hair went from this long to this long in 6 months or a year. Nobody grows 1 inch of hair in a week. Everyone's hair grows at a specific rate per year. Whether your hair grows 5 inches per year, and I kind of think that's what mine is, it grows 6 inches and maybe even 7 inches per year, but everybody's hair grows at a certain rate per year, and what you're doing is just retaining that length. You're just taking care of your hair and you're keeping your hair as healthy as you can, and with health, your hair is going to grow. The more you keep your hair moisturized, the more you take care of your hair, it's going to grow. Length is going to come with health, period. Okay, another natural hair myth that kills me too, it is sad, is people act as if 4C hair is supposed to be dry and unmanageable and brittle. Like, no, it's not. And if you have 4C hair, don't let people try to tell you that your hair is supposed to be dry. It's just never gonna grow. You can't run a comb through it. Like, you're doomed. You have 4C. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. You'll never grow your hair. Like, y'all, 4C hair, yes, it's it's drier than most hair textures, and it's harder to manage than most hair textures, but it's definitely capable of being moisturized. And the more you're able to moisturize your hair, the better it's going to act. There are people out here that have 4C hair whose hair is bomb. Like, their hair is long, and even some people got short 4C hair, and you still look at it like, dang girl, what do you do? Find those people who have 4C hair and make them your hair goals, make them your hair inspiration. If you have 4C hair, see what they do in order for them to keep their hair moisturized, because you want to build your regimen based off of somebody who has hair just like you. And I might not have 4C hair, but I have 4B hair. It's kind of like my 4B hair is kind of like in this section on the side, so a lot of my hair just pretty much covers it, but it's still there, but it's harder to see on camera than it is in person. But I have type 4B hair. My 4B hair is moisturized, it's long just like all my other hair, it doesn't easily break, it actually might be the strongest of them all. It has hang time. Like, the only difference between my 4B hair and my 4A and 3C hair is the fact that my 4B hair doesn't really hold a curl. Like, if I did a wash and go, it'll kind of start to try to curl up, and it'll get like a little, you know, something going on. But when it dries, it'll still have a little something going on, but after like a day, it just turns back into a frizz ball. And it's just how it is. Like, my 4B hair just does not hold a curl pattern. Like, it just doesn't. Natural hair myth number 10 is black hair doesn't grow. Y'all, black hair definitely grows just like everybody else's hair. If your hair doesn't grow, then there's probably some sort of like health issue or something going on, but everybody's hair grows. It's harder for black hair to retain length because our hair is drier than other people, and because we have a harder time, you know, trying to figure out how to moisturize our hair and how to get our hair to hold on to moisture. So that's why it seems as if it doesn't grow, and that's because it's easier to break. But if you learn to moisturize your hair, you take care of your hair on a regular basis, your hair is going to grow and it's going to retain length. Okay, natural hair myth number 11 is the colder the water, the better. And I think I said this in a previous video, my mistake, y'all, because that's not necessarily true. The colder the water is not necessarily the better. For example, like, I rinse my hair in warm water. My hair prefers warm water. I have low porosity hair, like I said, but if you have high porosity hair, then cold water might work better for you. And that's because cold water closes your hair cuticles and it locks in all that moisture. But after I finish washing my hair, when I rinse it, I'm not done. I'm still putting in like my leave-in, my oil, my gel and stuff like that. So I don't want to use cold water because I don't want to close my hair cuticles. Like, I still want them to be open. And the cuticles will just close up on their own. They don't just stay open. They'll close up on their own in the drying process. Okay, myth number 12 is natural hair is time consuming. When I had a relaxer, I would wash my hair the same. I would blow dry my hair, I would straighten it. Like, that took like 3-4 hours in itself. When I do my natural hair now, low-key, like, if I skip deep conditioning, I would be done in 2 hours, but I'm never going to skip deep conditioning. So but if I skip deep conditioning, I could be done in 2 hours, but it takes me 3 hours because, you know, I sit under the hooded dryer for an hour. But at the end of the day, like, give or take an hour, it does not take natural hair any more time to do than relaxed hair. Okay, number 13 is natural hair is expensive. Y'all, I don't think being natural is any more expensive than having straight hair or being relaxed. Obviously this is gonna vary depending on what hair salon you go to, but my hairstylist cost me $60 for a wash and blow dry every 2 weeks. And if I wanted a relaxer, if I wanted my ends trimmed, that's an extra $15 for both. Now that I'm natural, I go to Walmart, I buy me a big old container of hair conditioner, a big container of oil. I have a bottle of olive oil that's this big and it lasted me a whole year. I still have it. And you know, you get your leave-in, you get your gel, whatever you're gonna use, but that stuff lasts you forever. And all of these products are about like $10, you know? Okay, natural hair myth number 14, and this is another one that kills me. This is one that people are so misinformed about. Like, y'all, silicones are bad for your hair. Just to explain what silicones are like a thin layer of liquid plastic that coats your hair. People say it's bad, one, because it's plastic, and then two, because silicones are harder to wash out, so it can cause product buildup. And silicones make it harder for products and moisture to get in your hair. But in that same breath, silicones also make it harder for moisture to get out of your hair. Silicones also make your hair shinier and silkier. They give your hair a lot of slip. And they're also good for people who live in humid environments because, like I said, it makes it harder for moisture to get in your hair, so it makes it easier to combat humidity. And they also provide like a protective layer on your hair to help fight against heat damage. So that's why like a lot of heat protectants and stuff like that have silicones in it, because it's that little protective layer that's sitting on your hair, making it harder for heat to damage your hair. And two of my favorite deep conditioners both have silicones in them, but they do for my hair something that the deep conditioners that don't have silicones in them don't do. Like the ones that have silicones, my hair is noticeably more shiny and it's noticeably more flowy and silkier than the ones that don't have silicones. And the last natural hair myth that kills me is hair typing doesn't matter. Y'all, yes it does. People nowadays are so sensitive that you can't even follow somebody with your hair type, or they'll be like, oh my god, you're neglecting other hair types, you should follow everyone's hair type. Like, y'all, stop being so sensitive and putting negativity behind every single thing that people say and do. It's not that deep. Following somebody that has your hair type is important. Now, hair envy is bad. If you're looking at somebody else's hair type and you're like, oh my god, her curls are so much more pretty than mine, her hair is better than mine, I wish I had her hair, mine's ugly, then that's bad. You should never look at your hair or yourself like that. You should love your hair, and the more you love your hair, the more you're going to care for your hair. If you don't love your hair, if you think your hair is ugly, then you're just gonna give up. You're gonna say like, oh, it's ugly anyway, why put forth the effort? The more you love your hair though, the more effort that you'll put into it to make it look its best. And the best way to learn about your hair is following people who have hair just like you. And by no means am I saying that you can't learn about hair in general from people who don't have hair like yours. Because at the end of the day, hair is hair, and all hair needs the same thing in order for it to be healthy. But everyone's hair regimen, in order to attain those things that your hair needs, is going to be different. So those are my 15 natural hair stereotypes or natural hair myths, whatever you want to call it. So if you guys like this video, then give this video a thumbs up, and y'all hit that bell, because I feel like a lot of my subscribers are not getting my notifications for when I post videos. And subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. So thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll see you all in my next video.